You're not trying to win. You're just trying to understand why doing nothing feels like it's doing more than everything you already tried. You stopped explaining, stopped reaching, stopped making yourself available on their terms, and something in them shifted. Why do 3 quiet actions, things most people overlook entirely, land harder than months of emotional effort? What is actually happening inside an avoidant when they're forced to face, without buffer, what they chose to lose? Most people think forcing this reckoning requires confrontation, requires making noise, requires being seen trying. It doesn't. It requires the opposite. By the end of this video, you'll know the 3 actions, why each one works at a structural level, and why the quieter you are, the louder they land. If this channel gives you clarity, subscribe. Here's what most people misread. They believe the avoidant hasn't faced the loss because they don't care enough to feel it. Wrong. The avoidant hasn't faced it because their entire system is built to delay facing it, to root the feeling through distraction, distance, new stimulation, anything that keeps the unprocessed weight from fully landing. The 3 actions that create a breaking point don't force anything through confrontation. They remove the rooting options. They take away the avoidant's ability to manage the loss from a distance. And without those options, what was always there, the genuine weight of what they walked away from, arrives with nowhere left to go. There are 3 phases of internal shift these actions trigger, in sequence. The first is the disruption of the assumption. The avoidance comfort was always built on one quiet belief. You'd still be there, still reachable, still emotionally organized around them in some form. The moment that assumption breaks, not through announcement, through evidence, the entire foundation of their managed distance trembles. The second is the contrast activation. When you are visibly building, investing in yourself, your direction, your growth, the contrast between where you are and where the dynamic left you becomes undeniable to them. Not because you broadcast it, because growth has a visible quality that comparison makes sharp. The third is the closure signal, when they sense, through your behavior, that you have genuinely concluded the emotional processing of what happened, not performed closure, real closure. Something triggers in them that performance never could. The open loop in their mind, which was always banking on your unresolved feelings as a return route, loses its foundation. The loss becomes irrevocable in a way it wasn't before. Most people, when they want the avoidant to face what they lost, try to make them feel it directly. Confrontation, final messages, visible pain. Every one of those approaches gives the avoidant something to manage, an input their system knows how to process. Quiet growth gives them nothing to manage and everything to reckon with. Contrast the two clearly. When you make noise, they respond to the noise. When you build in silence, they respond to the silence and what the silence contains. The 3 actions, simple, structural, permanent. The first, stop being available in background ways. Not dramatically, just genuinely. No casual monitoring of their social media. No ambient awareness maintained. When your attention is completely elsewhere, they feel it, because absence of signal to the avoidant nervous system is the loudest signal of all. The second, make your growth visible through natural expression, not performance. Post because your life is moving, not to be seen moving. Invest in things that genuinely matter to you. The avoidant who watches sees the difference between someone staging recovery and someone actually living it. Living it is the one they can't dismiss. The third, reach genuine resolution inside yourself before they reach it with you. This is the breaking point action most people never complete. When you have fully processed the loss, when you no longer need their acknowledgement to feel at peace with what happened, that internal completion radiates outward in ways you can't fake and they can't ignore. It removes you as an open question in their mind. And open questions, closed, produce reckoning. This is not about making them hurt. It's about refusing to stay small so they can stay comfortable. You don't perform recovery for their attention. You build it for yours. You don't signal growth to produce a reaction. You grow because you've decided your life is worth it, regardless of who's watching. You don't need their breaking point to validate your direction. But when it arrives, and it will, you'll be too far forward to stop for it. The quietest actions carry the most structural weight, not because they're strategic, because they're real. and real in the end is the only thing the avoidance system was never able to manage from a safe distance.